Hello, all my dear friends. I actually said in my last video that my new video will be about what if England and France united, but that got delayed because I'm in a collaboration with my friend. So, today's video is about the Mongol and Timurid empires. The Mongol and Timurid empires are very unique because Genghis Khan, the leader of the Mongol Empire and the founder of this huge empire, which stretched from Korea in the east to Poland in the west, is actually the ancestor of many empires, especially ones in Asia. For example, the Timurid Empire, which claims ancestry from Genghis Khan, as well as the Mughal Empire. My friend will be doing about the Mughal Empire, and I will be making about the Mongol and Timurid empires. Is that okay? Okay. If you are excited, then please go to this video and you can click on it entirely and watch the entire video. The Mongol people were barbarians in the nomadic steppes of Central Asia. The origin of the Mongol Empire is dated in 1206. In this war time, Temujin defeated the Tatars and his brother. Later, he united all the Mongol chiefdoms and formed the Mongol Empire. Temujin will later be known as Genghis Khan. The Jin dynasty of China did not see the Mongol Empire as a big threat. However, it was a threat with a huge army that could possibly defeat anybody. The Mongols invaded China to the Western Xia dynasty. The Xia dynasty agreed to become a vassal of the Mongol Empire. The Mongols then invaded the Jin through the Great Wall. However, the Great Wall was a big barrier for the Mongol Empire to enter, so they had to cross the Great Wall by traversing it. The Mongols performed well on land, but they failed to besiege the major cities. The Mongol Empire tried 2 times. In the last one, Beijing was destroyed and most of its riches were returned to Mongolia. At that time, Persia was ruled by the Khwarezmian Empire. A few ambassadors were sent from the Mongols to Iran, but they were killed because they thought that they were spies. Seeing something was wrong, the Mongols invaded Khwarezm. The cities that refused to surrender were burnt and looted so badly that the Mongols decreased the population from their millions to only a few thousand people. The cities that surrendered were spared, like Herat. After most of Persia was conquered, the Mongols decided to rest in the Caucasus Mountains. Soon after that, they came into conflict with the Kingdom of Georgia. The Georgians were defeated twice, and with the only powerful kingdom in the Caucasus defeated, the Mongols were able to cross the Caucasus Mountains, entering Europe. After defeating a coalition of enemies led by the Kipchak peoples, they entered the Kievan Rus. However, despite winning a battle against many Rus princes, they did not get any territory. It was just an unwelcome visit. After the death of Genghis Khan, soon Ogedei Khan took the throne. In his reign, most of Europe is conquered and the Mongols attacked Poland and Hungary. After the death of Ogedei, Mongol Khan was the next to take the throne. In his reign, the Abbasid Caliphate, the Seljuks, the Ayyubid dynasty, and others were all conquered. However, they failed to conquer the Mamluk dynasty of Egypt, and the Mamluks managed to win a decisive battle at Anjalut. The reason why the Mongols lost the battle is because Mongol Khan passed away. After that, the Mongol Empire was in a succession crisis, in which the Mongol Empire was divided into 4 separate Khanates: the Golden Horde, the Il Khanate, the Chagatai Khanate, and the Great Khanate. While there were a few attempts to conquer Japan, Vietnam, Burma, Indonesia, India, Egypt, Hungary, and Poland, which all ended in disaster, or sort of a disaster, The main wars of the Mongol Empire uh, is the interregnum. Most notable wars of the interregnum are between the Golden Horde and Ilkhanate, as well as wars between Kublai Khan and other people who want to claim the throne, which means that the legacy of Genghis Khan is all but fractured. The Mongol Empire started collapsing, and Khanates wouldn't be Mongol anymore, but will be associated with China, Persia, Uzbekistan, or Europe. So therefore, it is clear that the Mongol Empire is collapsing, and Genghis Khan's future will be decided. However, it will come to an end. After the Mongol Empire totally collapsed, the Ilkhanate and Chagatai Khanate were collapsing. With this, Timur decided to campaign and eventually take Mongolistan. Timur was a guy who was born in Uzbekistan and claimed to be and hoped to be a big successor to Genghis Khan. Timur, however, was not a successor of Genghis Khan, so he married a princess who was in fact a descendant of Genghis Khan. So soon, Timur conquered Mongolistan and occupied the whole mountain region of Central Asia. He first occupied parts of Iran and later entering Georgia, capturing the king and queen of Georgia, forcing them to be converted to Islam. After Timur's campaign, Mitch, the ruler of the Golden Horde, attacked Timur's newly conquered territories in the Caucasus and Central Asia. Timur at that time was in Iran and quickly knew of the situation and immediately left for Central Asia. He defeated Tokhtimich in the Battle of the Terek River in modern-day Russia, and Tokhtimich was forced to flee to Lithuania. And after returning from the Golden Horde, Timur knew that the Delhi Sultanate, that under the rule of Kutluk Khwaja, was growing weak from internal problems. After that, Timur immediately left for India and captured Multan. On the way, thousands of Hindus and Muslims were killed. Timur reached Delhi, and after Timur won the battle, he was allowed to enter Delhi. Soon after his campaign in Delhi, Timur returned, spreading the message of victory across his empire. He was about to depart for his most well-known campaign. Timur conquered most of Iran, and many princes there fled to the Ottoman Empire's court. And the princes that the Ottomans have just conquered fled to Timur. A war was inevitable. Timur outflanked his enemies near Ankara and scored an impressive victory at Ankara as well. Soon, Timur decided to conquer most of Anatolia, and later the Ottomans will be in a civil war. And just like Alexander the Great, one event would change the history of the region forever and would prevent Mongol Empire 2.0 from being formed. It is the winter, and Timur attempted to conquer Ming China. However, while leading an expedition to China, he was caught with illness from the weather and soon perished. Timur's successors were unable to rule because their empire was immediately starting to collapse. It seems that the legacy of Genghis Khan was all over again. However, there are many successors of Timur who wanted to claim ancestry from Genghis Khan. One of them is Babur, who would later create the Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire will be covered by my friend, as I mentioned. So please subscribe to his channel as well and see his video about the Mughal Empire.
Everybody, please see our other video in our Interact with Famous DS. I am Darshan from Interact with Famous DS, and my friend Siddharth in his channel What a World We Live In uploads many useful videos. In his channel we can learn anything and everything easily. So please subscribe, like and share my friend's channel. He uploads many useful videos. But both channels' main motto and ambition is to gain knowledge. Thank you. We will meet in another collab soon. Interact with famous deals. I am Darshan. Click on channel buttons on the left. If you want to watch part 2 and any other videos, click on the video buttons on the right.